Alright, so today we're showing you how you're going to use your wing rack as an actual stage box from a wing console. And then we're going to attempt and see if we can do it with the M32X32 family as well. So if you ever want to purchase any of these things, let us know, or you can hit the link description below. You'll actually make a little bit off of that too. So please hit like and subscribe and we'll get to the video. The first thing that is extremely important is making sure that you have the latest firmware, because if you don't have the latest firmware and it doesn't look like this, it's not going to work, at least at this point in time. So we just updated the firmware on this, and that does allow us in routing to see that we have a wing rack that is on here, which is nice. So make sure that both of your consoles have the latest firmware, and then we'll get into the before we get started on our audio, whatever you want to be controlling this as a stage box needs to be set as an internal audio clock. We need to be at the same sample rate, so we're at 48K. And then over here on this, we have clock rate 48, and our sync is going to be AES50A, which means the clock will be from the wing. The next menu you'll go to is going to be remote. There's nothing that you end up having to do on the wing console itself, but we do have to, on the wing rack, enable our head amp remote, and then it's up to you on the custom sync. Tanner can tell you what it does.
So it is syncing this channel, all the names and all the customization of that channel, to this console over here,
which is pretty cool and can come in handy if you don't want to have to rename them. So here's where it gets a little bit messy, and that's going to be on our routing itself. So our AES-A input, typically we would be grabbing things from a box. We're going to be grabbing it from the wing rack. So you would select the AES-50A, make sure you're unlocked. And I'm going to be taking A as our input 17 here. And it'll make a little bit more sense in a minute, but since you have 24 channels available, you could do that as 17, and you could just do it in order, 24 channels to get whatever you need to. So that's going to be how we're going to end up getting our input. And we will grab a microphone and let you see that we actually have input coming from this in a minute. But we're going to go over to the rack and show you how to get it set. So when you go into your routing, you're going to end up going to outputs over here. And we're going to be outputting to AES50A all 24 of those channels. So we've got 1 to 1, 2 to 2, all the way through to 24. And that's going to allow, right now we have a microphone plugged into 1, to just bypass through this box as if it wasn't a mixer at all to the link. Up our layer that has the 17, and here's channel 17. Tanner has a microphone, and just to prove that we're not doing anything weird, it is just an Ethernet cable that is plugged in here. So Tanner's going to go ahead and talk some.
Hey, hey. Hey,
and
hey.
You can see we have signal.
Hey, hey.
And we have head amp control, but we're going to have to show you one more thing to where you do have head amp control. And you can keep going.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey.
So we do have head amp control. So in routing, Tanner will show you here where we actually have to get to the head amp. So in routing, Tanner will show you.
We've got sources up here, and then I clicked on my channel, and then on each channel there's a remote toggle. So I went to AES50A, and I put the customize on, which does the name and everything. And then I can hold here, and Brian can go change the gain.
And changing the gain.
And it is changing.
Pretty neat. So this is going to be on the main wing. We'll be outputting our outputs to the wing rack. You'll go to outputs, you will unlock it. And then right now I'm going to be doing 7 and 8 as my main left right. So I have AES50A selected. I have the main output selected, and I have routed 7 there. And then we're going to make 8 is right. So then we have to go over and on the wing rack, you will go to outputs, and on our local output, which should be our 8 XLR, and I guess also shared our headphones. We'll have to check that out in a little bit. We're going to make 7 and 8 because that's what I made be our main left right output from the wing console, is output 7 and 8. But essentially you can make these be whatever you want to. You can send a talkback mic, whatever you want to, through this, which makes this very valuable. So you could buy one of these wing racks if you're kind of short on money. It can be used with your main console as a stage box. Or if you're doing a smaller show, you could also use this wing rack just as the main console. So they've set it up really cool. What's Tanner's thoughts?
I like it. I like being able to do everything from the surface. It helps a lot. and everything is pretty simple laid out. There are some things that we're trying to figure out ourselves, but everything seems to be pretty simple and straightforward. We just worked this out in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
How to set this up.
And the biggest thing is just making sure that you do have the firmware where it should be. And then on the back, so we can just show you how we had it set up, we've got an XLR input and then an XLR output, which is kind of dark, so hard to see. And we also have Stage Connect, but we're not using it. So there's our input at the top, output at the bottom, and simply just running one Ethernet cable over to this console, and it's working great. So you can use this as a stage box and have gain control, which is nice. So next on to see if we can do it with M32.